Dark nights, cold bites, Twitter fights. No game at the weekend, so Newcastle weren't playing shite. Just like any fan, I love a bit of poetry, and this is another edition of the player ratings for the Always Smiling Faces podcast YouTube channel. My name is Emil. I'm going to be going through the players that we had out on duty. There was 6 of them in total, and not too bad. We'll get to the bad, I'm sure. Dubravka is the first one to go with. Slovakia, he was playing for them in goal. The full 90 minutes, and they beat Ukraine 4-1, which is pretty impressive considering Ukraine have already won that group in the Nations League. He made 5 saves, but Ukraine did seem dominant despite the result. They scored one. It was a guy called Conor Planka. We've had a few of them playing for Newcastle in our time, I think. And it was a great finish, actually. Dubravka nearly got his hand to it, so doing well, doing what we know he can do. Czech Republic is Slovakia's next game tonight, and if they win that, they'll avoid relegation down to League C in that complicated Nations League system that no one really gets. Dubravka probably going to play that because he's mint. So, Paul Dummett's the next one. This is the big story. Played for Wales, and it wouldn't be an international break without that sinking feeling for a Newcastle fan. I got it, you got it. He only played 38 minutes before he pulled up against Denmark, and Wales are staying in League B in the Nations League because I think they've only got a friendly tonight. Ryan Giggs said he's probably not going to play that. Chris Gunter's going to play instead. Dummett's back in Newcastle. Giggs didn't say much about it, so we'll wait and see. If it was terrible, maybe he would have said a bit more about it. That's all we can hope for, I guess. However, looking ahead to Burnley, it might mean that Kennedy's got to do that role where he has to drop back to left back. But of course, you've got Superman Keogh. You've also got Akraf Lazar, who could step in. But knowing Rafa, it's probably not going to happen. Moving on to Fabian Schär, he played for Switzerland, just one of the 2 games for them. He played a full friendly, which was a loss against host of the next World Cup, Qatar, surprisingly. There's 88 places between them in the rankings, and to be honest, Switzerland, from what I've read and seen, didn't make the most of the chances. They had 17 shots to Qatar's 6 and 64% possession, which says it all, I think. Schär was defended for the Belgium game, which is no surprise given some of the challenges he's been putting in for Newcastle. He does need to be careful in the league, though. If this is maybe a reputation he's got, then just be careful, Fabian. 9 clean sheets, though, for that Switzerland side in their last 10 home games. They're looking pretty good, and they won their group in dramatic fashion against Belgium. I think it was 5-2 in the end, which was a comeback, and they're through to the semis in the Nations League with England, so might have Schär up against England. Yedlin played against England for the USA in Rooney's testimonial, if you like. England won that comfortably. Watched in the pub. I wasn't really paying much attention. It was pretty boring, to be honest. Yedlin disappeared a bit. It was good to see England playing really well again, though, I must say. Yedlin seemed to struggle with all of the build-up to England's goals, playing up against Ali and Lingard, and he seemed to be nearby for the assists, but didn't really have a direct involvement, so he's not to blame for them, but USA as a whole don't look very good. They're not the team that we saw who had like a blinder in the World Cup a few years back. Yedlin got 90 minutes and a pretty average performance. They're playing Italy in a friendly tonight over in Belgium. I'd expect Yedlin to get his game. Christian Atsu was away with Ghana, played 73 minutes in a 2-0 win against Ethiopia. Jordan Ayew scored both goals for Ghana. Atsu not involved, though. One of them was a penalty. This is qualifying for the rounds of the African Cup of Nations, which is in Cameroon. And the good news is we won't lose Atsu in January, because this is the first time that it's actually going to be played in the summer, which is news to me. So that's happening in June and July. It doesn't really mean that we'll be affected by that. Ghana as well, the second in their group, and they're playing Kenya next, who are top of it, so that one will decide who's finishing top. Finally, Salomon Rondon, Venezuela's star man, the big man up front, played 66 minutes against Japan in a friendly. That finished 1-1. Rondon had a few chances blocked. He missed an opportunity as well. But Japan are on an unbeaten run, apparently, since they've got the new manager, so they're looking pretty good. Venezuela got a friendly against Iran tomorrow in Qatar. Ideally, it'd be good for him not to start, but we'll see, I guess. For any Mitro fans who can't let go, he scored, he got punched in the back of the head, and he cocked up a Panenka penalty as well, so who cares? It's been a bit of a funny international break with Dummett going injured. I'm a little bit worried about how the team are going to get on against Burnley, if he's going to be out or going into the future. Last season, if you remember, Dummett, when he went off against Tottenham, we had that stinking run, and the proof was there when he came back that Dummett was making a difference at the back. So we'll wait and see. Check out the rest of the videos for the time being. There's a brilliant one from Aaron just gone on discussing Newcastle's top 5 one-season wonders. We had a good laugh naming some blasts from the past with that one. And also like and subscribe to us. The guys will be back with the next edition of the Always Smiling Faces podcast, which will be the build-up to Burnley. But if there's any that you've missed, go and have a look through all the videos, wherever they are. Are they there? I don't know. Are they here? Who knows? All I know that's here is Paul Dummett. Get well soon, mate.